به نام خدای بخشنده و مهربان، درودها بر شما. امیدوارم حال هر روزتون مثل حال هوای اینجا باشه. لطفاً با من همراه باشید.
Class?
This is Rita Fox. She's the teacher. She wants to help all her students learn and grow.
Good morning, Miss Fox.
Sup?
You should always be nice and respectful to your teacher. They're here to help you. What's the secret to being a good student? It may seem like a mystery, but here at Secretica Kids, we'll show you how. This is Topher. Topher is a good student. This is Leonard. Well, this is where Leonard sits.
Hi, Jacob.
It's time to get our learn on. And we got a lot to learn too. I don't know it all, but I know a few things. Science. You hear? You take up space, you matter. It's just science, man. Don't be a bully. Don't even be a bully to the bullies. It just makes more bullies. We can all be awful sometimes. We can all also be awesome. It's time to be more awesome. And that's what it's time for. History. We gotta study it so we don't repeat it. But if history does repeat itself, now I'm gonna name my pet dinosaur Reginald. I just hope he doesn't eat me. We can't just study history. We gotta make it.
I have 2 feet. Can you point to your 2 feet? There they are. 2 ears. 2 legs. I have 2 knees.
Once upon a time, there was a young, athletic boy, hungry for success, for whom winning was everything. And success was measured just by winning. One day, the boy was preparing himself for a running competition in his small village, himself and 2 other young boys to compete. A large crowd had gathered to witness the sporting spectacle.
Hello my very dear friends, how are you? I hope you are doing great. I prepared you another exciting video. So let's see what this video has to offer. So let's go! We are living on Earth, in which there are great realms. One of them is called ice. If you view Earth from above like space, a big part of ice is ruling South Pole. Also, most parts of the Earth is full of ice. But one important part of ice which has dominated the whole area is called Greenland. This is where the Titanic ship was sunk. It yearly sends 10,000 to 15,000 icebergs in the ocean close to it. 81% of Greenland is the same size of Mexico and is completely covered with ice. It is located in North America. One might say it is like an island full of just ice. Almost about 2.5 million square kilometers ice. Pure ice. In some parts of Greenland, the density of ice reaches to 3 kilometers. But something which is so interesting is the name. Greenland is utterly at odds with what exists in it. What Greenland suggests is a land full of green trees, whereas the only thing which exists here is just ice and ice. And that is the point. Why should be a place just full of ice called Greenland? The answer would be found under the icy part of Greenland. Greenland is a place holding numerous secrets to be discovered. Its diameter reaches to 100 kilometers. Scientists have been trying to understand the reason why this hole was created for years. Finally, in the current year, they came up with this idea, saying probably 3 billion years ago there was an asteroid or a meteoroid hit this part of Monetsuk, led to a huge hole. In the year 2012, one of these secrets was published to the public. Scientists were making an effort to discover and then reveal it. Near the city Monetsuk, there is a huge hole. Its diameter reaches to 100 kilometers. Scientists have been trying to understand the reason why this hole was created for years. Finally, in the current year, they came up with this idea, saying probably 3 billion years ago there was an asteroid or a meteoroid hit this part of Monetsuk, led to a huge hole. After it hit Monetsuk, some small parts of it remained untouched around the area, and due to erosion, they are hidden in the depth of 20 kilometers in Earth. If this assumption had been verified, we would have discovered the oldest asteroid or meteoroid hit, which formed a hole. A few years later, Canadian geologists started to survey some parts of the stones in this area. What they found disapproved the assumption of an asteroid or a meteoroid hit Monetsuk. They understood that this hole was not created by an asteroid or a meteoroid, but because of natural erosion. Also, strange electromagnetic field in this area was because of the unique type of stones under Greenland. But why this strange structure was formed in this part of Earth is still unknown to scientists. A few years later, scientists found another secret in Greenland. Under the icy mountain, a jungle was discovered. It was not like a normal jungle as we know it, but signs and proofs of a jungle. This discovery goes back to the mid-20th century. The US research base in the North Pole has been investigating Greenland between the years 1959 and 1967. In 1966, scientists carved a hole in one of the icebergs to the depth of 1,368 meters, and they reached the soil lying under the ice. They extracted an icy tube of 14 meters for studying. Almost the ending 3.5 meters of this icy tube was just soil. At that time, the army did this experiment for military reasons, not scientific. So they didn't study that part, and it had been forgotten for decades. Also, machines at that time weren't modern enough to fully examine the icy tube. At last, in the year 2017, the icy tube was taken out from the storage house. They studied it for many years. What they found was interesting. In the depth of 1.5 kilometers in Greenland, there were signs of sandstones, and leaves, meaning this icy island used to be a big flourishing jungle. This data was hidden like a fossil in the soil layer of the icy tube, led to an unexpected discovery. It could be inferred that before the last ice age, Greenland was really a land of green trees and everything. But the special lake in Greenland, which is called Polio, is completely different with all lakes we know. Nowadays, due to global warming, icebergs in Greenland are melting, which is a disaster. Probably in the next 50 years, water level of cities will increase and Earth temperature will go up. In the beginning of Greenland being glaciated, there were some lakes under the ice of Greenland which helped icebergs forming. Such lakes were seen in the South Pole. Scientists and researchers say that because of the long lifetime of this lake, there are some residual elements left showing what the climate was like after the Ice Age. In the year 2012, NASA, in a mission named Icebridge, photographed the poles and icy poles of Earth. This depicts that Greenland was really green, and also Earth's climate was really pleasant and enjoyable. They wanted to see if there is a relationship between Earth's climate and life condition in the poles long time ago. NASA's data showed that long time ago in Greenland there was a lake which was about 7,100 square kilometers with the depth of between 50 and 250 meters. The residual elements in the lake have the thickness about 1.2 kilometers. They were studied by scientists in order to find out what the sources of natural sources have been on Earth after the Ice Age. In these highly useful studies, there was bad news too, which was about the icy layer in Greenland. It was being melted. We have known this for many years. A survey done by researchers shows that in 20 to 30 years' time, all icy parts of Greenland will be melted. Having the top layer of ice in Greenland melted, a crack in the depth of the ice is not an unexpected event, which quadruples the pace of melting the ice in Greenland. Each year, the level of water in cities is increased up to 1 milliliter. In a simulation, researchers estimated that the pace of melting the ice in Greenland is so high that 124 empty lakes can be filled by it. Clearly, in the next 30 years, Greenland will be drowned in water. The more ice is melted, the higher temperature will be. This leads to ice being melted faster year after year. It takes about almost 100 years for Greenland to be a green and flourishing jungle. In Greenland, there are villages containing one-of-a-kind natural resources in the world, such as terbium, cerium, and other unique treasures. Also in Greenland, there are 40 million tons of valuable and precious metal. However, this ice melting endangers coastal cities in many terms. An opportunity is made to take advantages of these 40 million tons of metal.
خب دوستان عزیزم، در ویدیوی بعدی به تجزیه و تحلیل این موضوع جالب میپردازیم.